Hi everybody. I haven't been on here for so long, but welcome here to Kitchen Flavors with Merla. You caught me having a little scoop of peanut butter. Oh dear. Anyways, it's been a while, I know, a couple weeks, but I wanted to just share a recipe that I found. I've made cauliflower soup before, but this one had a few things in it that I thought was interesting, like you add in some vinegar, which is good for the gut, and it's got some spices in it that are kind of cool, and some coconut oil. So I thought I'd share with you, and then I'll make it later on, but we'll just kind of chat about it today. So if you caught me live, hey, say hi. It'd be awesome to hear from you, and I always enjoy reaching out to you afterwards. So thanks a lot for taking the time to catch me here today. And if we haven't met before, I'm Merla Kruger from Brandon, Manitoba, Canada. And here on my business page, if you scroll on through, you'll see that I've tried to do a lot of different cooking videos and just showing you, teaching you guys how to incorporate some really healthy spices into a lot of your dishes. So I struggle in the kitchen. So when I joined the company that I'm with, we have some awesome spices, and a lot of them are organic. There's another line that's gluten-free. There's one line that's not organic, but they're really nice. And there's some extracts as well, some organic, some just natural flavorings. So I thought rather than just have a page where you're talking about buy my stuff, I like to show you guys, just give you some value in maybe some recipes and how to use different spices, and you can use whichever ones you want. But if you have interest in some really high quality ones, then you could reach out to me if you want. And so that's kind of what I started a 2 years ago. I just revamped my page. So if you're new here, welcome, and you can scroll back. I haven't been as frequent on here as I used to be, but I'm trying to get more into it again for the winter, hopefully. Summer's busy. But anyway, so today we're going to make curry roasted cauliflower soup. And what I do on these days is I just come on here, talk about what we're going to make, give you kind of an idea of what ingredients you're going to need, and then another day I actually make it and make a little video, because then it goes through all the steps. It's quick and easy to put together, and it kind of shows the end result at the end, and those little videos go a lot farther on social media. So because social media is such a busy space. So I thought I'd also share that on here I also talk about my gut health. You'll find a lot. I talk about that, and sleep quality, because I am part of a shopping club, a wellness club, and so I like to, it's a shopping club, and I like to share about what I'm doing with that, because it's a really awesome store that you can shop online. So I just love it. So I like to share how it's helped my gut, and how it's helped my sleep quality, and many other issues that I have. So I'm enjoying that. So that's part of what I talk about on here as well a little bit. So let's just kind of go through the ingredients that you're going to need for your soup. Now, as always, I'm changing up the recipe a little bit to suit me because I have an Instant Pot, and this recipe wasn't an Instant Pot recipe. So I just find that soups turn out really well. They cook really quick in there, so I'm going to use that. So I might have to tweak it a bit when I go to do it, but basically the ingredients are the same. So you'll need a head of cauliflower. I just got it from my local store. It's a product of Canada, so I like that. Hopefully it's locally grown. And you'll need some coconut oil, or you could use olive oil, I guess. And one onion. This is from my garden. So a medium-sized onion. Now the recipe calls for a red curry paste. Now my husband is not a big into a lot of heavy spices, so I'm actually not going to use a curry paste. I'm just going to use, from the company that I'm with, we have a really nice organic curry powder. So I checked online, and when something calls for curry paste, you can always substitute just curry powder. So it just gives it maybe just isn't quite as hot. So that's what I'm going to use for that. You can add in some white wine if you want. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do my chicken stock, or you could do a vegetable stock or whatever kind of broth you want. But this one is with the company that I'm with, and it actually works really great. It's a dried that you just add to water and natural flavorings in it. So I'm going to use that as the base of my soup. It does call for a little bit of sugar. I'm going to use monk fruit for that. And then it calls for either rice vinegar or, apple cider vinegar. And I have an organic one, so I'm going to use the apple cider vinegar. And that's good for our gut health, right? And then, of course, I'm going to use organic ground black pepper. So make sure you have some of your nice pepper. Now, you can use like green onions, chopped green onions, or you could use chives or whatever. I'm going to use my dried spices because that's what I have on hand. You know me, I like to use what I have on hand. I don't, buy extra stuff. If I can make it work and tweak it, then that's what I'm going to do. So I have some chives dried from my garden, and then I also have some dried basil from the company that I'm with. It's an organic one. And then we're going to add a thinly sliced jalapeno pepper from my garden. So I'm happy to be able to use that up. So that'll give it a bit of a kick. Now I think I've gone over most of the ingredients. I missed the coconut milk. It does call for a 14-ounce can of coconut milk. Make sure that you're buying one that's very good quality, that doesn't have that, I can't even pronounce it, something gum. It's an ingredient that a lot of them add to these coconut milks, which is not healthy for us. It's if you can do without it, that's great. This one is made, it's a product of Sri Lanka. I got this one. It's an organic one, and it's called Premium. So find one that you like, but try to get a really, really good one. Now, you can use the low fat if you want. I don't think this one is. I don't see it on here. No, so this is not. So anyways, it said light coconut milk, but I like to use the full fat because it's a healthy fat. So we've got our coconut oil and coconut milk, so that should be very healthy for us. So just to kind of go over, for me, how I'm going to do it, I'm going to use my Instant Pot. So I'm going to roast my cauliflower first because I want to have that roasted flavor in there. So I'm going to do that, roast it a bit, probably just at a higher temperature, and not maybe roast it for quite as long as I normally would, because I'm also going to be putting it in the Instant Pot to finish it off with the other parts of what we're doing. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll probably spread it over with some of the coconut oil and just roast it nicely for a bit. And then basically you're just adding in, I have some notes here just in case I forget. You could do it in a Dutch oven if you want. After you roasted it, you could do that. I'm going to put everything in my Instant Pot. But you want to, in the Instant Pot, you want to saute your onions. You could add some garlic in here too, which the recipe didn't call for, which I might do. And add your spices, the curry, the salt, the, I wouldn't add the other spices just yet. We could. Because I'm tweaking this, it's kind of hard to know exactly how I'm going to do it. But the other spices you could add all at the same time and cook those in. And the broth and the coconut milk. And you just, seriously, with the Instant Pot, it cooks within 10 minutes. So that's pretty awesome. But you could do it in your Dutch oven and just add your roasted cauliflower stems, add the broth, the coconut milk, your monk fruit or your sugar, bring it to a gentle simmer, and then you would just simmer it for about 5 or 10 minutes. Let it cool, and then you're gonna do the immersion blender with it. So I'll post the recipe later. Oh, don't forget about your vinegar. It says to do that right at the end. So that's probably what I'll do with the Instant Pot too. I'll probably just add that at the end. So I hope that makes sense. Basically, you know how to make soup. So these are the ingredients you're going to need. Chop up your jalapeno pepper. I'm just checking when we would put that in. We could probably saute that in with the onions, would be fine. So yeah, so it sounds really yummy, and I like when you put it in the immersion blender because it really makes it nice and creamy. So let's talk about some of the health benefits of this soup. Sorry, a little bit of a tickle in my throat. So it sounds very delicious. Any of the cauliflower soups that I've made before, which are similar, I love cauliflower soup. You could actually even, at the end if you wanted, I've done this before with cauliflower soup, it's really nice to add some bacon bits. So you could fry up a few slices of real bacon and then sprinkle that on top, which would be really nice too. So anyways, the cauliflower, it's kind of the star of the show for this one, of course, because it's got packed with fiber and it has so many antioxidants that are good for us. So rich in vitamin C and vitamin K, so helps to boost your immune system, right? Curry powder is powerhouse as well, anti-inflammatory properties, so that's good. Curry powder has, if we didn't know this before, it actually is a blend of different spices, right? Curry powder. So like for instance, this one has turmeric, coriander, cinnamon, cumin, garlic, ginger, black pepper, and cloves. A lot of people think, oh, curry powder is just like one thing, but it's actually a blend of different spices. So it's really a powerhouse when you're cooking. So it's good for your joints, it's good for your overall body wellness. Of course, consuming some of these spices, you do have to be careful if you're on medications, especially like turmeric is one that you have to watch for. So make sure you're talking to your doctor. I'm not an expert by any means, so you have to follow through with your doctor to know what spices you can have and how much and that sort of thing. So I love curry powder. That's amazing flavor that I just love. Black pepper, fresh ground black pepper from Watkins. I love it. It's great. It's organic. There's another one that's not organic, but I'm using the organic one today. And it just isn't for seasoning because pepper is so good for you. It actually helps the body absorb nutrients better if you're using pepper on your food. And especially if you're using a spice like turmeric, it helps you absorb that into your body. And a little goes a long way with pepper, right? So be careful when you're using, especially when you're using this one from Watkins, because it actually is quite strong. It's a very high quality one. So you want to be sure that you're, start with a little bit and then you can add more if you want. You can always take away, or you can always add rather than take away, I should say. Okay, so your coconut oil, healthy fat, great for your heart health and for your brain. And olive oil, if you choose to use that one, has lots of antioxidants and it's heart healthy too. So choose the oil that suits you the best. Coconut milk makes the soup creamy, gives it a nice texture without it being like a heavy soup. Coconut milk contains MCT, which is excellent for weight loss. So it actually also, it is good for weight loss in that MCT, which is in coconut, boosts your metabolism and gives you more energy as well. So nice, rich flavor. I love coconut milk. Basil is a great spice to incorporate, antioxidant-rich herb that helps inflammation in the body. And it has a really lovely, subtle flavor too as well. Your jalapenos, they add just a bit of heat with the capsaicin, I can't even pronounce that, which is metabolism boosting as well. So that'll give this soup a really nice kick. So, and then you can add your chives or green onions on the top, which adds just some flavor. Vitamin A, C, K gives the soup another kick. So yeah, you can add some lemon zest. I didn't have a lemon today, so I won't be doing that. But if I make this tomorrow, then I might go get some. Lemon's always nice or you could put a little bit of lemon concentrate in there just to add a little bit. And then you'll want to use your apple cider vinegar as well, which gives it a bit of tang, and it has its own properties that are great for weight loss.